Take a Michigan suburb from the 1980s, complete with station wagons and manicured lawns, and drop it directly into the Cretaceous period. Standard Louvy logic dictates that the characters should be paralyzed by the A theory of time. This is the traditional Hollywood model, where the timeline is a flowing, fragile river, and one wrong step might erase the future. But the characters in The End of Oak Street bypass the paradoxes. Faced with lithe, feathery predators, they focus entirely on survival rather than the integrity of the space-time continuum. Even with producer J.J. Abrams involved, a filmmaker known for his mystery box approach to sci-fi, this story abandons the typical tropes of time travel. The neighborhood has been rezoned to the bottom of the prehistoric food chain. The protection of the modern era is gone, replaced by a brutal kill-or-be-killed hierarchy. This shift occurs because the film isn't using a time travel device. It's operating on a scientifically grounded model of how reality is structured. This model is known as the B theory of time, or the tenseless theory. B theorists argue that the flow of time is a subjective illusion of human consciousness. In this view, time does not move forward, it simply is. Instead of a flowing river, time is a static 3D block where past, present, and future exist as fixed coordinates. This temporal parity means the present has no special status. The 1980s and the dinosaur age share the exact same permanence. Our minds process these coordinates sequentially, which leads us to mistake our perception of a moving present for the actual behavior of the universe. In the world of the film, these two distant coordinates, the Michigan suburb and the prehistoric jungle, have been mapped onto the same physical space at once. To understand how these realities collide, we must look at a massive gap in modern physics. Classical mechanics describes macroparticles, while quantum mechanics describes microwaves, and they remain fundamentally incompatible. This diagram shows the friction. The frameworks rely on different ontological assumptions about what matter actually is. One treats particles as fundamental, the other prioritizes waves. This incompatibility makes the presence of Oak Street in the Cretaceous period so violent. The 1980s human reality cannot merge with the prehistoric past. This collision forces a shift in how we view the persistence of objects, known as perdurantism. Perdurantism posits that objects have temporal parts. This aerial view of a suburb isn't a permanent image, it's a four-dimensional slice of an indifferent timeline. When the dinosaurs lunge into frame, the characters realize their modern existence is just one fleeting part of a larger structure, ending the illusion of their world's permanence. As the neighborhood structure collapses, the film pivots from visceral action to a quieter form of existential dread. A teenager named Audrey captures this feeling by quoting Carl Sagan, "We're like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it's forever." The threat also evolves. The weather becomes unseasonably hot, and eventually the dinosaurs take a backseat to a raging forest fire that threatens to consume the entire block. This environmental shift links the prehistoric setting to modern anxieties. The characters, preoccupied with mundane things like whiskey stashes and a looming divorce, are suddenly forced to face a literal, escalating climate catastrophe. If B theory and temporal parity are true, then a prehistoric mass extinction and a modern climate apocalypse are happening side by side in the block universe. The End of Oak Street suggests that our present is a fragile perception. Like the butterflies Sagan described, we experience a single day of existence and mistake it for an eternal reality.